when it's just glossed over what you've been through. And you don't say a mumbling word. You talk about selflessness, self-sacrificing, humility, honor, dignity, grace, power, empowerment, personal walk, personal revolution, personal redemption. Bernie is the embodiment of all of it. And if we could learn anything from having met her and walked with her, we can learn this one lesson, what it takes to be a warrior, a shiro. This is what it takes, a selfless spirit where you do not make the world, your life, your story, your loss, the center of the attention whenever you are telling your child's story, because it is so not about you. Like it or not, that's the reality. Until our children stop being murdered, it will never be about us individually. Ever. And of all the mothers, Bernie, we were out here taking pictures. Bernie's smiling and dancing and she's, of all the mothers, this is the most bubbly one, the loving, because she walks in that space and she's a teacher, she's a healer. We need to learn from her spirit and not try to grab a limelight, but grab an anvil that fights for justice and truth and honor. That's how we earn our children. That's how we fight a good fight. That's how we really win. That's how we win. That's how we really win. So I just wanted to say that, Bernie. I don't mean to take it, but
fine. But
I had to go there because that's what you are. You're like my Betty. You're like my Betty Shabazz. You're like my Betty Shabazz. I swear to God. Because we've lost multiple children. Yes. So we have a kindred spirit, so we understand each other. Yes. And you're like her to me because you don't make it about you. You make it about the cause, the fight. Let me text this mother. Let me reach out to this mother. Let me see how this mother's doing. Sometimes I'm down and out, and I'm not that I'm trying to promote you or anything, but I'm just saying the spirit of this woman, and I just get a text. I love you. I'm like, where'd that come from? But that's what I mean by loving each other beyond our own agenda. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Not that you're getting anything out of the love. Not that you're getting anything out of the relationship. But you love for the sake of loving. You do the work for the sake of doing the work. It's just so simple. If you get nothing, if no one ever calls your name, if you never get a like on Facebook, if you never meet stars, if you never get anyone to to rise you up or to promote your story, you do it because it is the right thing to do. That is it. Can we please get there?
And sometimes
you're back. Okay,
that's fine. Sometimes I haven't did it in a while because some of the mothers, because I was dealing with like my cancer going through this, but sometimes like Ishtyme say, I would text or I send a little form to the mothers because I know whatever I'm doing now, it's not me, it's my sons. So losing 3 sons, their spirit lives on because they are warriors. They are my warriors. Their spirit makes me reach out and make other mothers because you never know what's going on with a mother that day. You never know what's happening that day or what she's dealing with. So any little word, those 3 little words, I love you, is beyond this world. That's the most important thing to someone's heart. You can say, if you ever lose a child, a mother or father, anybody, and they're going through something, and someone always asks you when you lose a children, how are you doing? What are you doing? Do not use that word. Don't use closure. Just say, I love you. That's the most important word. So I'm going to say this to Ishtyme. Ishtyme, I really appreciate you with kindred spirit. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And my children love you. You are their auntie now. There's nothing that I would never change. You have to love each other because we have to bond. You have to, from world to world, around the world. Everyone is on media. one day, why don't you take your hands and you reach up and you grab it, lock it together, and do a lock love on the media. Sometimes just don't get on there and talk, just do a lock love.
Yes.
And that's what you have to do, and you can actually feel that. Once you do a lock love, each, no matter around the world, lock love, the spirit will feel the circle has been broken. My mother, we used to pray, me and my sister, I'm not going to talk long. We used to do a prayer line on the phone. My mom did it, my sister, older sister did it, and they died. And then my family, it was broken, so it's broken now, so the family is broken. So we started the prayer line back again. And what we mothers do, the circle of our generation, of our bloodline, black bloodline has been broken. They broke our circle.
Yes.
We have to put the circle back because that part right here is missing. So we, as black people, have to put the circle back. And we have many that helps and other races help, but we first of all got to put our circles together. It has to be brought back. And when that's brought back, that's when everything was changed. So that's what I want to say. And I love you guys so much.
Ashe, we love you. Okay, we need to interview Sean. Okay, Sean, okay, Sean, I want you to just speak to, just Ashe, we thank you so much, Bernie. We thank you so much, Bernie. I have to say Ashe first. Ashe to the universe, Ashe.
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you.
Ashe.
Ashe. Yes. Okay, so I want to say this. The multiple children loss is, Bernie said something about the grief process, and I'm gonna jump into Sean because we don't have a whole lot of, space left. But anyway, Bernie mentioned it earlier, and we haven't talked about it a lot during the retreats, but we're going to begin to talk about it along with what it is to lose a daughter as well, with unapologetically, her life matters. But when you lose multiple children, one of the things that happens is when you lose one child, it is surreal. But when you lose two children, it's really like you are completely knocked, now you're down. Like you're down for the count. You really are. First you're down, but then Satan comes and he says, no, your ass isn't getting back up. I got you once, now you're not getting, you got up, but 3 times it's like, I'm just taking your ass out. So what happens to the brain, and Bernie mentioned this, and we need to really deal with it, with what it is to lose multiple children in there. There are some real factors as to why we lose multiple children. Now you know this. We've talked about this. We've been talking about this for 3 years. If we don't solve this problem, we're going to lose more family members. We're going to lose more kids. We talk about this every week on the show. So what happens is when you lose more than one child, I'm talking about anatomically and physically and physiologically and mentally and spiritually, you basically just leave. You do that when you lose one child, but for real, you really leave. You're no longer here. Wow. The only thing that keeps you here is a power greater than you. And I would say it is truly the kids that come in, and they come in like gangbusters. Wow. And they really come in like gangbusters. And they take over the shell of this vessel that's left. They really do. You think you're going through with one kid, and y'all are not immune to this. So don't, so what? Who cares? You're not immune, babies. You're not immune because it can knock on your door any second.
Yes.
Any second. You're not exempt. You really aren't. You're not exempt. You really are not. So it would behoove you to tap into this because this is the plan. Initially, which is why it's happening in the first place. So what happens is, I call this as our ancestral lights. Basically, wouldn't you, Bernie? Yeah. They come in and they take over. Yeah. They literally take over. They actually do. They actually do. You are no longer, I remember when Aja dropped, and I'm going to shut up. When Aja dropped, that's when it happened. I was on the floor. I said, oh God, I was at McDonald's. I said, call the damn ambulance. I'm dead. Shit, they're killing my kids. God, I give up. You got me. I'm gone. Shit, take my ass.
I was on the floor in high school. My wig fell off.
I was like, it's gone. Shit, you got me. I'm gone. You gone. God damn it. I'm just gone. You got my ass. You know what? I'm so
You got me
with this one. You got me with this one. And I swear to God, the minute I was on the floor, and it probably happened to you too, that child came in and said, get the hell out.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
Floor?
What are you doing?
Actually, they went into my brothers, my two sons. My sister,
You weird ass. Get up.
Get your ass up. Get your ass up. This is not about you.
Right.
Throw away the drama. Throw away the trauma. Throw away the BS. This is what I'm talking about, the BS. See, this is what we're talking about. We're talking in coded language. I guess we need to break it down.
Yes.
I guess we need to break it down. Throw away the drama. Throw away the trauma. Throw away the BS. Do you know how many of us they're killing a day? And you on the floor. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. It's time to get up and fight. And if you're not in this, if you're not in this to win it, then you need to check the hell out, because this is a fight and it is not about you. Isn't that what happened?
Exactly. My mother's.
Yeah.
I think my grandmother's spirit came in.
My grandmother's spirit.
Exactly. She said, "You're the one. If you don't get, we do not get. She said, you don't get your ass up off the floor and get out here and do what you have to do.
That's right.
Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah,
that's the word you use.
Wake up. And that's what comes. It's like wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Because you got a bag,
exactly.
a weight on you that's going to wear you, and you got more.
Yeah. And so we have to really wake up. Wake up from the hype. Wake up from the drama. Wake up from the lies. Deal with the reality. We are forced to wake up.
Yep.
We're not trying to do any of the. We're not trying to fight this in the natural realm anymore. We're out of the natural realm. We have literally been pulled out of the natural realm, and I call it the greatest gift. Now that I look back, we're no longer functioning in the natural realm anymore. We're not there. So the realm that you're in, and the natural, if you haven't crossed over to make this connection, we're not in that realm. So that's why our response is not the same. Right. Our reactions are not the same. I would say even our biochemistry, our symmetry, our energy, everything, it's synergy. It's not the same anymore. We have a peace that truly surpasses understanding, because we get it. I think we really get it. This is bigger than anything we could imagine.
Yeah.
And we've got to divest into a selfless vessel that sacrifices beyond our own interest, or even the physical interest of our children, because it is not about our personal possessions that we claim are our children.
Yes.
It simply is not. And so that's why I say it's a gift, because it's something about that. It just bam, it's on. It's on. If you were asleep, you're awake now.
Exactly.
You're awake now. You're awake now.
If you didn't want to be a star, movie star, yeah, one now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they became, even if you don't know about it, think about it.
Exactly. So I want to speak to this, Sean. So now let's go back to the historical piece, because we must bring in the historical piece. Why I could talk all day about the historical connection and everything, which has socialized us to not give a damn, and how our sense, that's a given. I want to tie into the callousness of our people. Truly the callousness of our people. Truly the callousness of our people. Would you be fighting this fight if you didn't get an award? Would you be fighting this fight if you weren't trying to amplify your child's name? Were you in the fight before your child dropped? Would you be, Go ahead, Sean.
When meet Ernie, and it's like I'm hearing, but my body is leaving me. Like, is this what I'm hearing? Like 3 weeks apart. So when you mention that people usually listen and then go on, like someone just told you they lost 3 children in that manner, and you don't really pause to really assess what is that person really going through. And you speak about the callousness. I think we have to be very honest about our intentions, because that very example demonstrates to you a major problem whereby someone could hear such a traumatic experience that someone has gone through and treat that just as a conversation piece. Yet we are part of this movement to bring justice to our individual and collective lives, and that's your approach. it says a lot about what's also going on subconsciously in terms of people's commitment level. Like, what are they really fighting for? And the historical piece that you mentioned in terms of when did this thing became so prevalent that we make claims, you know, about fighting against injustice, fighting for justice, that we fight because we love each other and all that. Yet when you look at the outcome, it's sometimes often nothing to really celebrate. Yet claims are constantly being made. And then you look at the overall situation and say, but the vulnerability is still there. I think we've been deceived for a long time, but I think the deception got worse when we thought we won fights in the 1950s in the United States of America, 1950s, 60s, you know, because we were, so all over the world we were revoluting, quote unquote revoluting, and you know, we fought integration in America, desegregation in America. I'm from Guyana, we fought for independence. It was this around the world. African people were fighting to, yet again, in our tradition, to regain our human dignity. So we thought, at least many people thought so, but when we look at the betrayal that oftentimes came by our leadership and that helped to facilitate that mentality that now we have reached the promised land, we could just go about our own business. Instead of laying the proper foundation after winning certain victories to start the process of really healing.
Say it
That
again.
word that we play around with.
Say it again. Say it again.
That really healing.
Jesus.
We've been in this battlefield for so long. We needed to take that time back to just step away and say, look, let's take a moment to just let it out. Let's take a moment to let it out that someone thought it appropriate to rob us of our humanity for these centuries. And we've been in a survival mode, fighting to regain it, fighting to regain our humanity, fighting to love in the midst of hell. Can we take that moment to just process this, heal, hug each other instead of acting like nothing happened? There's no scars, there's nothing to heal from. You know, like, oh, we just superhuman and we just gonna go and deal with this material reality, and now we're gonna collect the toys that, you know, other people got, that now we have arrived. When did we really take that moment to say, no, we in pain.
We in pain.
We are to act like we're in pain, that we have been robbed in such a way, terrorized in such a way.
God.
And yes, we're celebrating the physical achievement, but we need to go in, process that hurt, so we can really come back to the table and be a part of building a world that is something to celebrate. I think that deception really has laid a foundation for self-destruction, because the things that are operating us subconsciously, you know, from the pain, you know, the internalized anger that we didn't do, you know, we didn't really heal. We were too busy celebrating an achievement for the wrong reason. We didn't celebrate our overcoming the attack to come back and heal, so we can go forward as a healthy people who truly moving in the spirit of love. We made grandiose claims of achievement that are usually based on proximity to the very thing that attempted to wipe us out. And our motive were not sincere. In essence, you know, not that you didn't find movements in people, but as collectively speaking, our motives from the get-go. And I remember Fanon speaking about this. Fanon spoke about this, I think, in Wretched of the Earth, when he warned about many of the revolutionaries. When you look at their motive, it was not about justice. It was not about bringing their people deliverance. It was not about helping these people to feel a semblance of peace within themselves. It was really to take over the very system and put a black face running the same agenda. But this time, they're getting a paycheck to execute the very agenda to demonize their people. And we didn't take note. Clearly, when you look at the amount of chaos in our world, and you see the betrayal aspect, it's clear. But Fanon had an insight. Other people spoke about it, but Fanon had a more critical insight because of his psychological background, where he was able to look at the personality type and said, he saw through beyond the philosophical claims and said, no, look at their real motive. And it's spreading, it's spread, I think, for the last 40 years especially. And thanks to social media, where we can really see what's going on in our individual societies and say, oh my gosh, like, where's the love? And he's like, how do you go through what you have gone through? And this is a reflection of your victory, that you now at odds with each other, but there's a problem. The healing didn't happen.
The healing didn't happen.
The healing did not happen to resolve that demonization. We chose to dress up the pain and not deal with the conflict that was internal. So it's easy to dismiss your fellow member as long as doing it will provide you the things that will take you away from this reality that you have gone through this situation and you're still a part of this stigmatized people. But just give me the toys that in the world that's going to say, I might be from them, but I'm not one of them. I got this particular status and I got this particular thing that differentiates me from these people. Because, we didn't deal with the hurt. We still not dealing with the hurt. We're not dealing with it. We're trying to dress it up. And we prepare to accumulate whatever it is to dress it up so we don't deal with it. And if that means I got to destroy you, so what? That means we're in the same movement, claiming to be for justice, but somebody put a paycheck in front of me, a little money in front of me, and I say, oh shoot, oh wait a second, what are we fighting against? Now I could get the status that I'm looking for in this society. Hey, that movement is no longer important to me. And you see it, we see it in terms of people who have been a part of the movement with us that when given the opportunity to either get a job or a promotion or something, all of a sudden, what happened to the cause that you claim to represent? That it's still there, the work's still there to be done. And we have to be honestly about looking at why is this so prevalent in our community? That we have people who are prepared to betray people who are in so much pain, like with not even a second thought. And we have it on a professional level that you can see, like I see some folks talk about, what's going on in the community, and yeah, but you came from those people. It's like I said to people the other day, I said, if I come home and I see my mother on the floor, I don't dismiss my mother and say, Mom needs help, go fix her. The community needs help. How are you gonna come from the community and all you can contribute is to curse it? Can't you see, you as a physician, the people aren't well in this area? Can't you come and serve, Mom? You as an engineer, you see that people are struggling to build facilities to strengthen them. Can't you come and show love to Mom and build Mom? And I say that in that way to say, we have to look at how many ways that we are not, the reverence is lacking. Don't care from what vantage point, what educational level, whatever it is.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
There's
Period.
the reverence.
Yes.
The reverence for the very source from which you came. It's not there.
And we talk about expecting betrayal. This is what Amos talks about. Expect betrayal. Even when you are hurting or you're dealing with a hurting group, hurting people hurt other people, and so we must understand the reality of the environment in which we navigate. And the reality is, until we prioritize our healing, and to address the wounds that we have acquired historically for the past 500 years, nothing is going to change in our cultural milieu. Nothing is going to change individually or collectively within the dynamic of the group, because the group has been socialized to self-destruct. The group has been socialized to sabotage and to tear each other down for personal acquisition
Because
and
it's
gain.
externalized. Its principal orientation is to be found in associating with the other as the meaning for life.
Exactly.
So that ground you in not having reverence for yourself. So betrayal is right there. The fact that you have accepted the notion that your humanity is to be found in another people's proximity or validation or anything external to yourself and not your kind. It's not that you're dismissing others. The fact is you're not even seeing yourself as having any worth, but you're seeing the other. Those are grounds for betrayal because you don't value it. And that's why Amos was able to make that statement, you know, that you got to expect it, because Amos is quite aware that the healing is not happening. That the honest appraisal of what happened to us. You know, because we have to cry. It's not that when you look at it for what it is, it's like, wow, it tears. I mean, if we cry physically or emotionally, we have to embrace that hurt to come back out healed. We cannot deny it. We cannot say it hasn't affected us. You know, it's in the past. No, we're not saying to hold on to it as some kind of grudge. We say no. It has effects that are operating in us consciously and unconsciously. It is up to shape the culture, and it doesn't have to shape the cultures for something positive. It is up to shape the culture to produce a bunch of escapist people. And we have to be honest about that. And the escapist people are being produced by the institutions that are in the culture. They're not being born like this. Exactly. They're being socialized like this. And we have to go in and prepare to say, can we talk? Can we talk so we can heal? Can we talk so we can love for real? Because if you're loving and you have motive, you're not loving sincerely.
That's right.
That's not love.
I wanna stop right there. If you're loving without motive, if you're loving with a motive, if you're loving with a motive, I'm gonna say it again. If you are loving with a motive, what you are going to gain on a personal level from or through the interaction with this individual, you are not loving.
Call it whatever you want.
Period.
I love.
Period. And so, we stress, divest ourselves of motives. Other than it is the right thing to do. That's it. We love because it's the right thing to do. And then we can love everybody. We can love everybody. We can fight for all children. We can fight for all families.
Right.
We can fight because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And then everyone can come together.
It's the right
regardless.
thing to do.
Because it's the right thing to do. And so when the camera, this is what pisses me off, when the cameras come, and you've got 10 mothers here at the table, and the cameras come, what is the loving thing to do with somebody, please? Hello? What is,
Get out of here. We talk
Get out of here.
business
Unless you're willing to talk
There you go.
to all of us,
Get out of here.
one of us has nothing to say.
Everybody.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
But we don't get that. We simply, it's basic, it's fundamental. It's from kindergarten, pre-K. If I love my group and I see my sister sitting over here and she's lost, and my sister sitting over here and she's lost, and my brother sitting over here and he's lost, and the cameras come, what is my response? If I truly love my community, my response is, just as when they go to Gaza or Israel, what do the mothers do? The mothers say, no. No cameras over here. You talk to the community, or you don't talk to anybody. Not at this table, not in this village, because we're fighting for our village, for all our people, all our children. That's what we're talking about. Until we get there, we might as well just go out and buy some more caskets. As a matter of fact, just start investing in them. Because that's what it's going to take to stop this fight. And oddly enough, because of our our socialization process, we simply don't get it. We don't even see it. We don't even see it.
And we don't want to see it.
And we don't want to see it.
We already have investment in achieving certain things in the world that seeing that makes you, once you see those things, you automatically have to do the right thing. So the cognitive dissonance is waiting for you. So they can't afford to see it. Gotta black that out, because if I know this is injustice, and I know injustice will be contended with, but this injustice contended with remove me from achieving certain things in life, and I really want this, I'm gonna act like I don't see that, even though I'm speaking about it.
Exactly. So we are just going to stop. We got to get to dinner. We're gonna